Welcome to Crime Maze. In this video we are going to talk about 5 unsolved child murders. So before starting this video, like this video, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future updates. Children are preyed upon, abducted, raped, assaulted, and murdered in a very horrific world. Thousands of child killings go unsolved, and their perpetrators are never apprehended. Families have been separated for decades, and police have spent decades attempting to bring them together. Parents die without ever learning who was responsible for the murder of their kid. Number 5, Carol Ann Stevens, then 6 years old, came up to her mother, Mavis, on April 7, 1959, and excitedly announced that she was going outside to play. The young girl ran away from her home in Cardiff, Wales, and was never seen again. Her disappearance triggered a massive search effort from both police and locals. Carol had been kidnapped, therefore ports were monitored, and automobiles were stopped in a frantic attempt to prevent the kidnapper from transporting her out of the country. Residents looked in sheds and outbuildings for signs of the girl. Carol's body was discovered 2 weeks after she vanished, floating within a river culvert near Horeb by a surveyor. She had been suffocated and dumped into the ocean. Carol's friends informed police that the little girl informed him about a new uncle had befriended who liked taking her for rides during the murder inquiry. Carol was last seen chatting to a man in a car on the day she went missing, according to witnesses. Carol Ann Stevens' murder remains unsolved to this day, because this guy was never found. Number 4, Cipher Mandla Madikane. Cipher Mandla Madikane, 10, went missing in November 2013, while playing with friends at the Ramaphosa informal community in Ekurhuleni, Johannesburg. When his buddies were interrogated by the police, they all claimed that a stranger had been observing them play and eventually approached them. The man asked whether one of the boys would want to accompany him on a phone call to his girlfriend. He offered him R5 in exchange. Cipher Mandla had consented to accompany the man, according to reports. A member of the community was going through the veldt a few days later when he came across a body. Cipher Mandla was the name. He'd had his pants and underpants pulled down, a sock shoved in his mouth, stab wounds in his neck, and he'd been burned. A used condom was found next to the body. Residents were startled by the murder, and Cipher Mandla's parents were saddened. Although the investigation is ongoing, no one has been arrested as a suspect in this heinous act. Number 3, Baby Victor. A public works employee discovered the body of a newborn baby boy on the ground in Lake Mohegan on March 14, 1986. The baby was wrapped in pajamas and placed on burlap before being wrapped in plastic. Coins, food leftovers, and fruit surrounded him. Baby Victor, as he was dubbed by authorities, died of suffocation, according to an autopsy. Face mutilations and a shattered jaw were among his injuries. He was alive from the moment he was born and lived for barely 1 day before being cruelly murdered. Baby Victor may have been born in a lavatory stall in a facility that housed a bank data processing facility, according to police. The day before Baby Victor was discovered, employees at the center reported hearing crying from the restroom. They also said that they had heard a baby cry. A cleaning staff discovered a big amount of blood in the bathroom and quickly cleaned it up. This meant that there were no traces for the cops to look into. Victor's mother is reported to have been a runaway teen. Public tips indicated that the baby's father was a member of a gang, implying that the baby's death could have been staged as a ritual killing. Baby Victor's parents and assailant, on the other hand, have yet to be found. Number 2, Claire Morrison. Claire Morrison, 13, and a friend went to Geelong Mall in Victoria, Australia, on December 18, 1992. Claire informed her pal that she was taking the bus home to get some cash for her Christmas shopping. She never came back. Her body was recovered near Bells Beach the next day, nearly naked. She'd been savagely battered, strangled, and attacked by a shark. Shane McLaren, 18 years old, told police he witnessed her getting into a blue sedan with 2 guys. It took the cops several months to figure out that McLaren had lied, and he was arrested for perjury. He is also the only suspect in the murder, but he insists on his innocence. Claire's brother Andrew recently filed a petition for a $50,000 prize for any information leading to an arrest in her murder. The investigation is still ongoing, but no fresh information has been collected to date. Number 1, Elsie Frost. On the 9th of October 1965, 14-year-old Elsie Frost spent a pleasant afternoon at a sailing club on Horbury Lagoon. At 4 p.m., she and her pals went for home. To escape a partially flooded tunnel, Elsie took a detour. She continued walking into a tunnel that ran beneath a railway line. She was viciously attacked and stabbed 5 times at this location. She bled excessively and slumped at the bottom of the ABC steps, as they are known locally. A dad talking a walk with his children at 12 minutes past 4 discovered her, but it was too late. And significant police investigation ensued, with over 12,000 individuals being interviewed, and the knives of local inhabitants being checked. The army later joined the hunt for the murder weapon. Ian Bernard Spencer, 33, was the lone person of interest in the investigation. However, he was exonerated by 2 courts owing to a lack of evidence. Police investigations led him to Peter Pickering, a convicted murderer, decades later, but he died before they could indict him in March 2018. While the majority of those connected in the investigation believe Pickering is responsible, they will very certainly be unable to prove it, leaving Elsie's murder unsolved. What do you think about this video? Which of the following 5 unsolved child murders you find most interesting? Do let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.